Aloha, everyone, and welcome to Security Matters. This is the third episode hosted by SIA RISE. My name is Jake Brown. I am your host today. With me, I have my awesome co-host, Kelsey Carnell from Access Communications. Kelsey and I are on the Scholarship Subcommittee for the RISE Steering Committee, and we are so delighted to welcome on our awesome guests today. First, we have our newest member of the Scholarship Subcommittee, Zackery Morris from ADT. We figured what better way to welcome Zach to the team than to have him on today. And then we have some of our SIA RISE 2021 scholarship winners in Mary Sharp from Stanley Access Technologies and Matthew Rios from Access Communications. So real quick, we're just gonna open it back to Zach. Zach, feel free to tell us about yourself and how long you've been in the industry for, your affiliation to the RISE community and the RISE committee. The floor is all yours.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Jake. I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm the newest member to the scholarship committee. Very happy to be here. I am the director of commercial career programs at ADT Commercial. And what that means is it's my job to help advance the careers of those folks that are in our organization. So when I heard about RISE and what they were doing within kind of the security industry and helping drive young professionals into more successful and more advantageous places within their roles, within their companies, and within the industry, it was something I was really excited to do, and getting to help out with the scholarship committee and in advancing people's education and their careers was something I was really excited to do, and I'm looking forward to. So excited to join you guys today.
Well, welcome to the team. Also, Matt is one of our newest members of the RISE Steering Committee. Matt is on the content and education side. But for those unaware of what the scholarship actually is, the scholarship is one of the many awesome programs that SIA RISE has to offer. Essentially, 5 young professionals who apply and who are in the RISE community will win $3,000 each, where they could apply the funds towards things like continuing education, industry certifications, industry trainings, SIA programs, SIA offerings. I mean, the list goes on. But the biggie that we just introduced last year for the first time, the ability to use the funds to pay back student loans. So, we kind of said to ourselves, well, all of those things provide stepping stones for one's career and career developments, but how can we kind of relieve burdens of someone's back or alleviate stresses? Well, the ability to pay back student loans, we introduced, and we found that it was a huge motivation in the applicant process last year, and we're thrilled that we can kind of push it forward in the future, which brings me to talking to the RISE 2021 scholarship winners and asking them about their motivations and how they discovered the RISE scholarship, how they're going to use the funds, etc. So we're going to start with Mary. Mary, take us back to square one. How did you find out about the RISE scholarship? What were your motivations to apply, and what really got you to put the pen to the paper and apply?
So I actually found out about it 3 days prior to the extended deadline. Yeah, and that was through our HR director. The deadline had been extended, like you said, and so I basically decided to apply through my manager, Catherine Nauman, shout out. So basically the reason I decided to apply was because I would like to pursue a certification in human resource management. I've been talking extensively with my manager, Catherine, about ways that I would add value most to the organization that I support, Stanley Access Technologies. So I basically chose to apply for the RISE scholarship because I believe that the Security Industry Association has a similar mission with that of Stanley Access Technologies, and that both are catalysts for success within the global security industry.
That's awesome. Thank you, Mary. And Matt, how about yourself? What were your motivations to apply? Anything different from that? Did anything in particular stand out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually applied last year, and I didn't make the cut last year, but I wanted to see if I can, apply again. Found out about it through, the prior chair that works for Access Communications, and he told me about Rise and what the initiatives are, and Kelsey Carnell, who's one of my colleagues, also knows about this and won it last year. So I just wanted to continue my education. I just finished my cybersecurity master's, and wanted to continue my education with another certification in cybersecurity. So thinking about getting my certified ethical hacker certification, so I can be on the good hacker side of the fence.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Definitely want to be on the good hacker side of the fence, not the bad hacker. But yeah, no, I like what you said about the fact that you didn't make the cut last year, but you tried again. Just a note for scholarship applicants who did apply this past year or another year prior and didn't make the cut. Just keep applying. Maybe change things up. Get some feedback from us. Feel free to reach out. Because that's definitely important, and you never know. And Matt is the perfect example for that. So going back to you, Mary, how do you plan on using the funds, or have you decided yet? Or are you gonna, any certifications? I know you were talking about human resources, but is there anything else, in particular?
Yeah, so basically I've been speaking, like I said, with my supervisor about how best to utilize the scholarship money. We've spoken about lean concepts in HR and a course in that. We've also spoken about different types of certifications through different organizations. I've looked into Cornell, I've looked into University of South Carolina, I've looked into the University of Champaign-Urbana, and I've also looked into SHRM, which is Society for Human Resource Management, and pursuing my PHR, which is Professional for Human Resources. So we've got a couple of different avenues we're going on right now. And like I said, I'm going to speak more with my manager before making any decisions.
Nice. Of course, it's not something you have to decide on right away. Matt, what about yourself? Is there anything else, like in particular, that you're thinking, all right, maybe I could attribute some of the funds to this certain, aspect of career development?
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the things I've always wanted to do when studying cybersecurity was get my ethical hacker, and that's one of the ones I'm leaning towards. But I'm also leaning towards the CISSP exam, which is the Certified Information Systems Security Professional exam. It's really well known in our industry. So, kind of on two sides, whether I want to, get my hands dirty with the Certified Ethical Hacker degree, which is more of a penetration testing and more lab oriented, or if I want to do the CISSP, which is more knowledge based. And but I feel like both of them I can definitely apply to my current role at Access Communications, and just being able to let all of my industry colleagues and my end customers and partners know what's going on out there with cybersecurity.
Absolutely. And to the both of you, we, as the scholarship subcommittee, we really look forward to hearing about everything in months to come, and how you did apply the funds, and how they are benefiting your careers. It's definitely important to mention that Kelsey Carnell was a past winner a few years ago. So Kelsey, tell us about, everything, your motivations to apply, how you use the funds, and looking back, how the scholarship really benefited your career, both on a personal and professional level.
Of course. Thanks, Jake. And thanks for teeing this all up. Congrats, everybody. It's so awesome to be on here with all of you. I think looking back, I actually, same as Mary, my manager at the time, Steve Dara, he sent me the application, and he kind of just shared it because he heard about it, and that's how I heard about the RISE committee too. So I love telling this story because what a cool avenue to find out about such an amazing group. And you can tell that I'm passionate about the RISE group, but back then, I think we had like 6 or 8 applications when I applied. This year, we had 45. So it's grown and I love being a part of it. I love reading the applications now on the other side. But I used mine to finish paying my master's degree. I got my master's in business administration. And it's crazy, but it was almost 2 years ago now, which time flies. But I think that probably the best part about the scholarship and the most intriguing part is it's so versatile, because Mary mentioned she used it for an HR specialty and Matt mentioned he used it for cybersecurity and tech. So I think that's one of the coolest parts. And you can not only can you use it for really any furthering education in the industry, but as Jake mentioned, it's now used for student loans. And who doesn't love to pay off a student loan? So I think that's one of the most intriguing parts. And also, really, another was furthering education. I'm big on not becoming complacent because there's so much to learn and there's so much that can be taught and absorbed, especially in the industry when all of us YPs are trying to make our way. So I think those were the main reasons why I applied, and really what I used it for, I guess.
Thank you, thank you. And yeah, like you said, you made a great point. The scholarship is very versatile, and who knows what in the future, what we'll be able to offer. So stay tuned for that, because we're not sure either. But I'm sure we're always trying to think of new ways to kind of help out the young professionals in the industry. So Kelsey, what advice would you have for future applicants? And then Mary and Matt, I'm going to ask the same question, but it's different context. Kelsey has been a part of the scholarship subcommittee for a few years. She won the scholarship a few years ago. So I think you guys will have different insights, which is why it's, a good question for all of you guys. So I'll let Kelsey start, kick it to Mary, and then we'll go to Matt.
Sure. I would say advice is to give it a shot, because to Matt's point, if you don't potentially win the first time, there's definitely potential for second, third, because the scholarship is growing. And to Jake's point, we really don't know either how much funding we're going to have in the future or where it could go from here. So I would say just give it your best foot forward. And I would also say just continue to further your education, because you're never going to know everything. And I think this is a great way to maybe take a chance on something that you didn't even really know you wanted to do, like a certification or something that kind of is out of the realm of your day-to-day, because it doesn't have to apply to your day-to-day. It just has to be someone who's in the security industry. So I think that is probably my best advice, is if you're even remotely considering it, give it a go, and it will open the doors to a great RISE group, because not only do you have to be part of the RISE committee to be an applicant, but there's 800 people who are in the Young Professionals Committee. So instant connections, great opportunity, and I say just do it.
Thank you. Mary, what about you?
I think that my advice would be for applicants is to really do your research on Security Industry Association. That was a huge factor for me in determining whether or not I wanted to apply. Like I said before, I only found out about it 3 days before the extended deadline. And after furthering my research on it, I decided that furthering my education and my professional development was something that I wanted to pursue, and I wanted to do it through an industry that is within the same realm as my companies, and it just made sense to me. So yeah, that's my advice.
That's awesome. And Matt?
Yeah, just like I said before, definitely don't give up on trying. There's different ways of applying to the application. You can either submit like an essay, filling out all the questions, or you can actually, this year I think was the first year that they did this, you can actually just film yourself and kind of do a little video presentation. So that adds a little more of a personal touch and kind of sends the message across. And you can, tell your entire story, answer the questions, but let them know why you want to get this scholarship.
That's a great point. Video submissions are big. We had a few this year, and we hope to have a lot more next year. My advice, my 2 cents, I've only been on the scholarship subcommittee and the RISE steering committee for about a year now. I think it's my year anniversary tomorrow or Thursday. But nonetheless, I would just say be passionate. be passionate, be passionate. I cannot repeat that. You know, just show your passion, whether it's video submission, be creative. I know there's like a time limit, but try to be creative. If you're writing an essay, don't just give us one sentences. Really try to, you know, put yourself in our shoes and think, what do they want to see? What's gonna really widen their eyes? So as far as the scholarship goes for eligibility, you have to be a member in the RISE community itself. We'll have a link posted to the description of this video, or I'll post one in the comments. Your company has to be a SIA member. So if you're not sure about that, just check with your uppers. It's a fairly easy process to join SIA, and it's a very easy process to join the RISE community. All you got to do essentially is put in your email address into their website, and they'll start sending you notifications for all the networking events and different, you know, career training seminars and whatnot, and Rise, our conference in the summer. So talking about RISE and kind of concluding the episode to talk about RISE, I'll kick it to Kelsey. We'll start with Kelsey and we'll just work our way around. What's your favorite part about RISE? Kelsey, I know you kind of touched on it, how it's awesome for networking and everyone, and there are 800 members in the RISE community. But I'll let everyone kind of discuss their favorite thing or a few things about the RISE community in general.
Yeah, for sure. So I love the group for sure. I am super excited that I became a part of it. I think probably 2 years ago now. Time's kind of flying. But I think probably the best parts and most appealing to me are, one, just the amazing group of people. Everybody is so, to Jake's point, everybody is so passionate about the industry, about helping to further the industry, about career growth, that kind of stuff. And really, I'm going to get made fun of, but it's a second family. I say it all the time, right? That's like my tagline. But I think it's such a great group of people, especially in the past year when we've been able to virtually connect. And I think I've only met probably 4 or 5 people on the steering committee in person. So the fact that we have all these virtual connections is quite amazing, I think. And then one other thing too is I love that the RISE community it's kind of limitless, sort of. Because, and what I mean, I guess, by that is we come up with all these ideas and we have great ideas or crazy ideas, and a lot of it is able to come to fruition just because of the, again, passionate people or the young professionals that are really involved in the industry. And I think that that's a really, really cool part, because you can see the change that the RISE committee is driving within the industry, and that is quite amazing, I think. And just for being involved with it for two years or so, it's grown leaps and bounds from then. So I think just the potential is huge, and that is something that's so exciting. Yeah,
I love that. I love it. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, like I said, I've been a member for a year, and I feel like I have so many like more connections, and I haven't met anyone in person, and that's just crazy to think about. But like right now, it's kind of not, because I've really, you know, I've networked and interfaced with everyone for a year, so it feels normal. Matt, what about yourself? What stands out to you about the RISE community?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in the industry for like 10 years, and I've been part of RISE for like 3 years. And this year I was really, I really wanted to start getting more involved. So, the first thing I did was, get this scholarship. And then, now I'm on the content and education committee. So, being able to, work with many different people with different manufacturers, different, industry segments, whether they're end users or, whoever's part of the CA industry. I would never be able to reach those people, if I were not part of the SIA RISE, group. So I really encourage people to join and, take part. There's a lot of activities that we have going on. We have book clubs. We have a bunch of different fun activities that are happening. Trivia night. So make sure to check out the website and definitely, stay tuned, because we have a lot coming this year.
Thank you, Matt. All great points. Mary, how about yourself?
I actually I'm not a member technically. My company is a member of SIA, but I would absolutely love to become a member and be more involved in this, because I am so grateful and I'm so appreciative of this opportunity, and I would love to learn more about how I could become a member on this committee.
Well, we'll definitely help you out there. It's very, very simple. And then there's something we have called Accelerize in August. Usually Accelerize is a conference that's in person, that we choose a city every year, but obviously due to the pandemic, we had to go virtual. But it's important to mention the scholarship will be announced and open at Accelerize. I forgot to mention that, and I apologize. And Zach, how about yourself? Any last remarks about the Rise community in general?
No, I appreciate it. I think the best part about the Rise community, in my opinion, is we have a kind of an opportunity as young professionals to kind of engage with one another and help each other get better. When I look at the Rise community across the board, you're really looking at the future leaders of our industry and being able to engage with one another on a regular basis in fun stuff like a trivia night or a book club to kind of engage a little bit more, I guess you could say informally, to things like the Accelerize conference, where you're kind of engaging, learning with one another, scholarships. There's just so much to offer in this community to really just help get everybody better. And then on top of that, to grow your network. I think everybody's kind of mentioned that a bunch of times, but just since engaging not only within the scholarship committee, but within Rise itself, you start to get all these LinkedIn requests of connections of people that you would have probably never connected with or known, either from the integrator space or from the manufacturer space. There's so much that happens within the industry. And if that's learning more about cybersecurity, if that's learning more about the specific place you're in, I think it's a no-brainer for anybody that falls in the category of young professional to kind of engage and drive forward. And it was what kind of got me excited to get not only in the committee, but get more involved moving forward.
No, I love it. I love how you mentioned that, about LinkedIn and stuff, because I always tell the story. I've told it the past few episodes that I've been on Security Matters. And, it was my first Accelerize this past summer. It was all virtual. There were, virtual keynotes and virtual sessions, but there were also virtual happy hours and virtual trivia and events at night. And I remember it was that Friday, I closed my laptop after Accelerize was over. And I thought to myself, I was like, wow, like I have at least like 30 to 40 new people that I could send a LinkedIn request to right now and not feel weird about it, and be comfortable with if I saw them out, or if I were to talk to them online, interfacing with them. It's really interesting how everything works when it comes to the virtual landscape of networking, but it's definitely effective. So thank you all for joining me today on Security Matters. Thank you to Andrew Lanning for letting us use this awesome platform. On behalf of SIA RISE, we are so thrilled to come on here every month and talk about something different in the SIA RISE community. And I appreciate you guys coming on today. I know our schedules could be busy, nowadays, but really appreciate you guys coming on and talking about the scholarship. Welcome, Zach, to the subcommittee, and congratulations, Mary and Matt. So that's all we have today. I want to say aloha or mahalo, whichever one floats your boat. But thank you so much for tuning in today, and we will be back next month. Take care.